should be streaming now. I'll just go check that everything's okay on YouTube. Okay, we're sure up on YouTube.
Nice.
And that is the Tumblr ad up. So I do believe we're ready to start. With Aqua's story.
Yes. Aqua with her weird Sims 2 hands.
They all have those, to be fair.
I wasn't really paying attention before.
You know what people say about those with weird sim hands?
They're Sims.
They have weird sim dicks.
By weird Sim dicks, you mean they don't have dicks, but instead they have like a pixelization over their crotch?
Yes.
Glad we're all on the same page.
Nor a battle for supremacy. Not a test of wills, but a test of heart. Both of you may prevail, or neither.
I hope they bring Mark Hamill back for Kingdom Hearts 3. I have a Xehanort possessed Ericus or something. It would be great.
All this way to see our youngest prospects in years fall short of the mark. I trust you are ready.
Xehanort possessed Ericus. Mark Hamill doing an impression of Leonard Nimoy.
Isn't that what we always wanted in life?
It is.
A question, would he sound more or less like the Joker than he already does?
Probably more, because he'd be doing Leonard Nimoy's evil voice.
It's still not going to be as good as Nicolas Cage doing an impression of John Travolta doing an impression of Nicolas Cage.
No, admittedly. That's a wonder under Marvel.
We need to watch Face Off sometime, you know, and get really drunk whilst we do it.
Post Drayton Manor activity there.
He can take care of himself.
Yes.
He's been out there training just as hard as us. Yeah.
Face Off.
I want to take his face.
Okay, so Aqua's thing is, like, she's quicker than Terra and stronger than Ventus. And she can access, like, higher level magic, or I think every element except light. Where are these orbs?
I never realised how much these orbs looks like golf balls before. They're dimples, they look like golf balls. I mean, I know they're probably going for like shimmering, liquidy thing, but no, those are golf balls. If you tried making them any other colour than white, they would look like golf balls.
That was unexpected. But one must keep a still heart even in the most trying of circumstances. It was an excellent test, one I chose to let unfold. Which brings us to your next trial. Now, Terra and Aqua, the two of you will face each other in combat. Remember, there are no winners, only truths. For when equal powers
What do you do when you only
clash,
have one
nature
person
is
being
revealed.
tested for the Mark of Mastery?
Begin.
The Mark of Mastery isn't like a standardized exam or anything. It's just however the master wants to test them. Like you know, Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game is all about Sora and Riku's Mark of Mastery exam, and it's completely different from this one.
We have deliberated and reached a decision. Terra, Aqua.
So not could you look any more evil?
However, only Aqua has shown the
He's definitely got an aesthetic.
Terra, you fail to keep the darkness within you sufficiently in check. But there is always next time.
Again, I feel like
Aqua,
this
as
is
our
an
newest
unfair
evil master,
conclusion to
you are
draw.
entitled to certain knowledge.
Yeah.
Please wait here for further instruction.
Hey. Terra, I'm sorry.
Darkness. Where did it come from?
And where did it go? Where did it come from? Cotton-eyed Joe.
What do you make of
Who
that?
can say?
He ain't gonna cut it. Somebody's
So
gotta
what
break
now
that
for
evil
Terra?
ring.
I never asked that before, but he's failed his Mark of Mastery exam, so now what?
More training, I guess.
Keep up appearances.
I know that. He just needs a little incentive to leave home.
You keep up those appearances for all of like 3 minutes, they're not.
Sorry. But I need some time alone.
Daft Punk are so disappointed in their son. It's unbelievable.
And in so much as you are now Keyblade Master, you must always be conscious of.
You are now a Keyblade Master. Also, I've driven an incredible wedge in your friendship.
What happened?
I don't know. Why isn't Ven here?
Very well then. I will send my pupils to investigate.
Where did you come from?
Yes, I understand. Farewell.
I fucked one of them over, but I'm still going to send him to do stuff for me anyway.
As you know, he is master no more.
Well, he's being like, oh, this can be your second Mark of Mastery exam, Terra.
His
Nothing could go wrong there. 10 points to Mark Hamill.
The Keyblade must walk. All the more reason then for concern, for he tells me the princesses of heart are in danger, not only from the forces of darkness, which you may assume, but also from a new threat, one that feeds on negativity, fledgling emotions that have taken monster form. Yen Sid calls them the unversed.
A new threat, one that breathes on. That's what darkness usually does.
Well, that's like a pretty apt description of the Heartless, which three of us basically are.
The unversed are no exception. I tried to pass this news on to Master Xehanort, but my repeated attempts to reach him have failed. I doubt there is any connection in it. This all troubles me.
Master Xehanort.
Wait, hang on. Ericus is like, I tried to contact Master Xehanort about these Unversed, but he was only just told about them.
I need you
Like,
to
just
get
this very
situation
second?
under control. Eliminate the unversed and find Master
Yeah.
Xehanort. I have unlocked the lanes.
Maybe this is why you're the only Keyblade Masters left.
Use these forbidden
Because your entire
pathways
order
to
is full of
travel
idiots. What
between
is it with you and
this
being in
world and
orders full of
others?
idiots, Mark Hamill?
The darkness
Orders full of
runs
idiots with
closer to
stupid
you.
swords. Just get a blade.
But your armor will protect you. Lastly, remember that order must be kept. You cannot tell anyone there are other worlds. Now go and fulfill your duty.
Yes, Master.
Terra, consider this an opportunity.
I'm still not sure what the internal logic is for the
to change my mind.
people from different worlds must not know other worlds
You
exist
must know.
thing.
No, me neither.
Care for you like my
I mean,
own
this is based partially on Disney, so this is a universe where true loves exist. Why would you limit somebody's options like that?
Also, no one ever adheres to this rule anyway.
You are so obsessed with
If they
power,
did, like, they'd bother to change clothes.
Terra, you mustn't be afraid of losing. Fear leads to obsession.
Tara would use some eye makeup remover before you went into worlds without makeup. Seriously.
You must never
Glowy
Make
says
me
she
look
needs...
like I'm bald on the eyelids area, and Jesus Christ, if you've ever seen me in real life, guys, you'd know that, like, that's
I
ridiculous.
will not fail you again.
Glowy says she needs me to say something, so here goes.
Master, I must be on my way.
Oh god. I'm Lydia.
wait on it. Before
I
you
demand we do a dramatic reenactment of that entire conversation.
We will when you're next to a Dragon Age stream.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we can
this could be a second
do it now if you like.
mark of mastery.
No, you're right, because it's more relevant to Dragon Age. But on the other hand, we're constantly carrying conversations on between our channels anyway.
Very well.
That's true.
If those powers were to prove
You are welcome.
I want you to bring them back to me.
Also, I'm pretty sure when you've actually said it out loud, because this was a real conversation we had. You said it more like,
Of course. I
"Oh
would
God,
never let that happen.
I'm Lydia."
I promise you I will bring Tara back. Only this time.
The real
this
conversation
will
actually
be
happened. I swear.
He's not as weak as you think.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed that conversation.
See, this is why we should do podcasts. We just need a topic.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. Weren't we going to talk about something today?
Were we?
Yeah. Yeah, we were going to discuss Skater Boy and its relation to Jolene.
Oh, yes, we were. Skater Boy being the polar opposite of Jolene. Because Skater Boy is someone who's clearly resentful of a more attractive woman and is taking out her bitterness on her. And Jolene is about someone who understands that another woman is much prettier than her and is anxious about this, but isn't blaming her for it.
Yeah, she's placing like responsibility on Jolene's shoulders, but not because of, not in the way that you should look less attractive or be less alluring, but don't actively attempt to take my man.
Yeah, and to be fair, she never accuses Jolene of trying to take her man. She just asks her not to. Oh hey, Aqua's gone all Kamen Rider.
Ooh. Okay, hers is the best. Although she does look like she's about to do a sick DJ set.
Techno, 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 techno.
Mrs. Bennett. You don't know who Mrs. Bennett is? Is that why you're asking. Because I can explain. I just want to make sure that's what you want to know. Alright, yeah. Okay. So, have you ever actually read Pride and Prejudice or seen the BBC adaptation of it? Because it's all go a lot easier if you have. Because I can just go, remember, she's X, instead of having to explain from scratch. Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay, I can do it from scratch. It ain't a problem. Alright, so Mrs. Bennet is Elizabeth Bennet's mother. That's the whole thing. So basically all you need to know. But the most interesting thing about her is her character, because she's very silly. Very, very silly. But for our purposes, she's very keen on her children getting married. So I suppose in this sense, you being Mrs. Bennet would mean you're the one who's like, yes, Elizabeth, do marry Solus. He has 10,000 a year, an extensive estate in Derbyshire.
Sarah, Ben ran away from home.
What?
I think he left to go find you. Do you have any idea why?
No. Actually, just before I left, he tried to tell me something.
God, once again, the timeline of this game is fucked up. Aqua left seconds after Terra.
So, did you
But
manage to locate Master
this is the second world Terra goes to.
No, but it seems he's looking for pure hearts filled with
And this is the end of his time there.
filled with light?
Well,
all I can tell you is that his search has
isn't there like a certain amount of implication that the time between worlds is kind of messed up anyway?
I'll stay and see if I
Maybe.
can find more clues.
I mean,
Okay.
it makes sense it would be.
The prince is in the ballroom ahead. He might have some answers.
Alright, sorry, I need to grab something.
Thanks.
Aqua.
Although,
You still
actually,
have
to
the
be
same
fair, the only problem with the "you are Mrs. Bennet" thing is Mrs. Bennet is
There's this
very.
girl.
She really likes
Her name
Wickham,
is Cinderella.
at least until his terrible
me realize how powerful
character
it is
is
just to
exposed.
believe.
But you don't feel that way about Cullen, so
No
that's a
matter
little.
how
Our
impossible
metaphor
it
does
seems,
a little bit fall
a
apart there.
powerful enough dream.
But then again,
always be
in your
enough to light the
defence,
darkness.
or I suppose in defence of the metaphor, there was never a point where Cullen wasn't showing himself to be
You
awful.
see her,
So
give her my thanks.
Will do.
he's a dick, but he's surprisingly honest about it.
He'll be alright. You won't give in to it.
You're terrible at giving emotional support, Aqua.
Oh, also, like, this is also the second world Ren goes to. Yet he arrives way before Terra or Aqua.
Oh yeah, and the first world he goes to is one where Terra's already been.
Yeah, or Terra's there at roughly the same time as him.
Who are those ladies?
Oh, if I recall correctly, that is Lady Tremaine
Why
and
aren't
those
the
other daughters.
ugly sisters and evil stepmother like
There was something
whining about
very wrong about them.
You came
like
back.
well why aren't they calling her a slag? I mean look how much leg she's got on show, what the
I was
fuck?
mistaken.
What on earth did the prince mistake her for Cinderella?
Glass slipper.
One dropped by a lovely young lady, and I'll search far and wide to find the maiden to whom this
Wait, I'm sorry, did I just miss the prince mistaking Aqua for a blonde woman who is, I'm sure, both taller and looks nothing like her?
Yeah. He wandered over and was like, oh, you came back. Oh, sorry, I mistook you for someone else. She has blue hair, Prince.
Maybe it's her feet, maybe that's all he cares about in a woman.
Lady Tremaine.
Wait, is that how Solus hits? 20,000!
That sounds about right.
Oh my god. I mean, to be fair, Solus is a god. I mean, like, more in the Arthur C. Clarke magic is technology you don't understand way, but still, he's still a god. That's... Can you do better? This Bennett will be all over that. Okay, but he is a god though?
No, we haven't. I mean, Solus himself would say that he's not a god.
Yeah, but people think he's a god.
Yeah, the Evanurus aren't really gods. They're just powerful mages.
Yeah, but he has the respect of a god from the Dalish. That's still very impressive.
That is true.
Oh god, I'm drinking some Monster right now, and I'm just remembering that time that Christian woman was like, "Oh, it's 666 in Hebrew numbers," and everybody was like, "Don't be ridiculous. 666 in Hebrew number looks nothing like that." And I'm sitting here going, "Okay, I love the fact that you're all automatically going, oh fuck off. Everybody's saying this is no Hebrew. They wouldn't make such a categorical rookie error."
Okay, Aqua's spell weave for command style is certainly very pretty.
It is very pretty. Wait, it looks like... Did she get that from Flora and Merryweather?
No, she just... It's just her default command style, like critical impact
It
is for terror.
looks like she got it from Flora and Merryweather.
She hasn't even met Flora and Merryweather.
But it looks like she got it from them. It's like somebody was like, "What should her default command style be?" And she's like, "I don't think we should make it pink." And then somebody else, and then Merryweather was like, "We should make it blue." You gotta keep in mind, all I know of Inquisition is what I've played, and you know what I've played because I've streamed everything. The only thing I might not stream is me going to a shop to get rid of all my valuables because I keep forgetting about that.
To be fair, you won't have to do that for much longer. After the next story quest, you'll have access to Skyhold. Skyhold is nice.
Yeah, but why do I keep collecting these things which are valuable unless I'm going to sell them anyway?
Oh yeah, I mean you can sell your valuables if they're used for anything.
I totally need to have like a bit in my Indulgent Dragon Age fic where, I don't know, they find some murals of Van Harel and Jenny's just like, "Oh, so he's a wolf-headed god, cool." And so it's like, "No, he's not, he's wearing a hat." And then she's like, "Oh, that sucks. I wanted to meet a guy with a wolf's head, that would have been cool."
Some werewolf
Imagine
is
the ear
just like...
scritches, it'd be amazing.
Some werewolf is just like, no. No.
Why? Is he too like, "Oh, I don't have a wolf's head either. We should join a support group, Solus."
He almost has a wolf's head. He has like pointy ears and a strong nose ridge and hair.
So apart from the hair, that's just Solus.
I'm not sure Solus has that strong a nose ridge.
He does.
You have that strong a nose ridge.
I know I'm white.
Somewhere Erica's is just like, I hope Aqua has gone out of that habit of cartwheeling everywhere.
I might have to change Jenny's name. I don't want to though. The whole accidentally being Red Jenny thing is hilarious. I like the little foxy ones, they're cute. They look like they should hang out with Keaton from Zelda. These ones were adorable. Looking forward to finding that. Jenny's gonna have to comment on that too. Although the temptation to have a Nightwing style, I'd know that ass anywhere. It's strong. He'd be like, "Hey Solus, are you descended from this god?" And he'd be like, "What? No." And she'd be like, "Well, because his ass looks an awful lot like your ass. This is 20,000 years ago, how would that even still stand?" And she'd be like, "I don't know. You live in a world where if elves and humans have kids, you basically just get annoying humans." Which is just the natural state of humans as far as I can tell.
We're here at the Tremaine's house.
How would he have a strong, firm ass? I've seen him shirtless. He's as skinny as a rake.
As I feared, there's darkness here.
Drizella really lost out on the whole naming thing.
It's dangerous to fight the darkness with light, my dear.
Who are you?
Cinderella's fairy godmother. I appear to those who believe that dreams come true.
Then I'm honored.
What else are you
Why
supposed to
would
fight
you advise
darkness
me
with?
Not to fight darkness with light.
Strong rays of sun create dark shadows. Sadly, Lady Tremaine and both her daughters are jealous of Cinderella's charm.
Now you've said that, like Solus going, "I knew I shouldn't have told him about this place." I'm thinking, would Solus and my Vic purposefully tell Jenny about it, just so she could go on about how great he looks in the murals? Because he's vain.
Then, what should I do?
It's quite simple, dear. One of Cinderella's friends.
I'm really looking forward to seeing this mural now.
From fading. I want you to join little Jacques and help him.
I can do that.
You'll need a bit of my magic to help, Jacques. Come back and see me when you're ready.
Huzzah! Aqua has been successfully stopped from murdering an entire family.
So that was just the fairy godmother bullshitting to stop her from committing murder. It was you! You did that to Ventus! But why?
At last, this mystery has been solved.
And what does she do with Gus?
A sacrifice must be made to perform a magic of shrinking Ventus.
Let me help you.
Gotta be honest, when it comes to like the whole handsome prince rescues the princess thing, in Cinderella, that prince is this fucking mouse.
But Tell me how you know about them.
As a friend, good friend. Then help Jack fix Splendarelli to
But other mouse, he's gone, Chloe. They're all gone. And we're back.
other friend.
Speaking of mice, did they ever have a Basil the Great Mouse Detective world? Because that would be fucking rad.
No, it didn't. I was waiting for you to be like, who? So I could go, the incredibly murderous people who are still inexplicably Keyblade wielders.
Sorry, it's just I was actually thinking of like ending it with going, oh, and we're back. Who? The really evil rats who are still inexplicably running crime gangs in London. Well, that's a Basil the Great Mouse Detective thing. I love that film so much. Rattigan would make such a good Heartless.
He would.
By the other mouse, you mean Gus? I don't know. Ventus replaced him. We have seen neither hide nor hair of the guy, which is interesting considering he's a major character in this film. Actually, that seems to be the other thing that the live-action adaptations of the Disney films have been doing. Just ripping out major characters from the stories, seemingly usually to replace them with another man.
Yeah.
Like, Maleficent is probably the biggest sign of this, but Cinderella, like in the actual cartoon, Jack is a major character, like a really major character, and so is Gus. But I don't think the live-action movie has space for Jack and Gus in it. Instead we get like a forced in unnecessary drama and some romance which didn't even really need to happen because, let's be brutally honest here, the handsome prince exists only as a reward for Cinderella. Oh hey, she leveled up to level 10. Soon you'll be able to use a lightning stone on her and she'll turn into a Raticate. Not a Raticate, a Raichu. Ruined my own joke there.
Come on, hurry, Jack.
Hi, Jack. Get Cinderella out here so that I can murder these family members.
Yeah!
Oh, would it be alright if I tried on the glass slipper?
How the hell did a woman as beautiful as Lady Tremaine end up with daughters that weird looking?
Her father must have been hideous.
But I am a girl. I should at least be given a chance to try it on.
Who are you?
Wait,
And what are you doing in my house?
okay, no, that's not eligible. No, class!
That girl does not live here. I have only 2 daughters. I believe we're finished here, Your Grace.
Regardless, she means no harm.
I mean,
Question, how does the Duke not know that there's another woman living in this house, considering it's her house?
Your Grace, please wait. May I try
Like
it on?
Trisella? They're both, to be honest, they both don't look that bad. They're both kind of cute in a weird cartoony way.
She's just an
They just look ugly in comparison to Cinderella.
Madam, my orders were every maiden.
And Aqua, I guess.
You should let her go first. Thank you.
shit, now I'm kind of shitting Cinderella and Aqua.
I don't understand why Lady Tremaine just didn't go, she's a fucking servant. What the hell are you thinking, Your Grace?
What will I do?
Please, don't worry.
Somehow that is both more and less stupid than what actually happens in the film. Why didn't you just bring it out to begin with? Also, this just makes a Grace look like a foot fetishist.
A perfect fit. I must inform the prince immediately. You will come with me, of course.
I'd be happy to.
It's not fair. She's a scullery maid.
Mother, are you just going to let them leave?
No. Cinderella will be put in her place.
Also, good job getting Maleficent's voice actor to double up as Lady Tremaine, but not change her voice at all. So it is literally just Maleficent's voice coming out of this completely different woman's mouth.
To be fair, they don't actually look that radically different from each other.
They look fairly different. Maleficent's green. Actually,
I've got to be honest here, Lady Tremaine, Maleficent, and the Evil Queen all do kind of look very similar in, like, they could be related way.
I think actually the Evil Queen might have the same voice actor too.
I think the reason they all look so similar is because they're all very beautiful in a very specific, nice way. They've got these long faces with these kind of sharp angled noses, and they're very sculpted, very severe looking.
Yeah.
No, you're right, Maleficent is better looking than the other two. I think she's just more artistic, more aesthetic, less real looking, so you're less likely to go, evil. You can just appreciate her on aesthetics. Also, she's a fairy, so they're probably not related. But why is the carriage evil? I don't understand.
It's not the carriage, it's an unversed that looks like a carriage summoned by Lady Tremaine. And then it
Why
killed
would
Lady
she do
Tremaine.
that? How does she even know what it looks like? She wasn't there.
I think it just
Okay,
accidentally looks like that.
Are we thinking like Terra, Aqua, Cinderella, and the Handsome Prince OT4?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Handsome Prince clearly likes Aqua, so yeah. But we can just pair them off with each other, it'll be fine. Maybe I should fan art that.
I do just like how Terra and Aqua are both like unfailingly chivalrous towards Cinderella.
Oh, this is sweet. It almost makes up for the fact that they just completely ballsed up, so this is love. It
This is
doesn't, but it
sweet.
almost.
Hopefully, the twins won't mention that he forgot what she looked like 5 minutes after she left to such a degree that he thought she had blue hair. Her hair was blonde, or was it blue? Red?
No, it began with a BL, I know that much.
Experience more things, and you'll find the answer. Just trust in your dreams.
Now I'm just reminded of that mock the week joke from Funky Doyle. Car safety advert should just be footage of Richard Hammond trying to remember his own wedding day.
So cruel. Maybe they just look different to the people in the world. Like psychic paper.
Maybe.
And because Aqua's heart is full of beautiful light, like Cinderella's is, that's what he was seeing.
Seems legit.
And she has the same shoe size.
From Chloe, hello girl, who I can only recognise by her footwear. Okay, so we can go to the Dwarf Woodlands or Enchanted Dominion. The Dwarf Woodlands are a lower level, so we'll go there first.
Man, shipping like people with Cinderella is ridiculously easy in this game.
This is just reminding me of how condensed the Snow White storyline is in this game, to a point where like Terra fails to get Snow White's heart, and the Evil Queen immediately, within minutes, decides to go for this plan, and is on her way there. Like, Snow White doesn't even know these dwarves. She's been there for like half an hour at this point.
I also ship Snow White and Ventus, so it's just like a roller coaster of shipping for me.
What has happened here?
Poor Snow White.
Man, they got that together fast.
Yeah.
She was just as sweet as could be. She sang us pretty songs.
That was all she did. She didn't have time for anything else.
She told wonderful stories about falling in love with the prince.
The Evil Queen and the Evil Stepmother both have green eyes. Yes, they do.
I don't recall actually, but you're probably right. Yeah, it's because green eyes are a shorthand for evil.
From what you've said, she must have been very loved. But how did this happen to her?
A wicked queen was horribly jealous of our dear Snow White's beauty, so she used her evil
Oh, that's
magic
awful.
to change into an old hag. Then she gave Snow White a poison.
What's awful?
Okay, so the new Sims 4 stuff pack came out. It's called Toddler Stuff, and one of the items in it is these decorative stumps, right?
Yeah.
Isn't there some
And
way we can
you
help
know
her?
the Sims team. They like their little amusing descriptions of their items. So this is My Stumps Part 1. What you gonna do with all these stumps? All these stumps you say for them. My stump, my stump, my stump, my stump. My lovely little stumps.
The castle's supposed to be guarded by magic and crawling with monsters.
All right, then I'll go.
You will?
These dwarves drink too much.
I will. Leave it to
Yeah,
me.
they've all got those bulbous noses.
Well, all right, my dear. We'd be much obliged.
It's not funny, it's sad. Oh, on the good news front, or at least the slightly cheery news front, one of the people who survived Grenfell, she went for a
Oh, nice. Go her.
I mean, this is really good for her. Unfortunately, you know there's going to be a whole bunch of arseholes coming out going, well, if she can do it after a fire takes her entire home and the homes of several hundred others, well, I don't see why you should have any exceptions, child with dyslexia.
Oh yeah, definitely. They are going to Devo's title all over the place.
There always are. It's gone to the point where you can't be genuinely happy for somebody who succeeds in trying circumstances because you know their success is going to be used against other people in trying circumstances.
Yeah.
Might do it tomorrow.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Aqua's little, like, portrait in the bottom right hand corner looks really shit.
It does a bit.
I mean, the other two look really nice, and she's like the prettiest one out of all three of them, so why does she have got the worst one? I don't get it.
Probably it's just unintentional. Because she is undeniable.
Today! So, you go first.
Because she's undeniably the main character of this. So she should be the one we're lavishing the most attention on. Yes, what were you saying?
Solar wants me to stream Inquisition today.
Gosh.
Do a late night shitty stream. To apologise profusely to my mother.
Yeah, it's up to you. I've got now else I need to do tonight.
Alright. Oh, that reminds me. Hang on. See, you know I've been writing a lot of fan fiction, right? Mostly Fallout 4 fan fiction because I'm in love with the toaster. Toasters and eggs. It's eggs and soldiers. That's what I want out of life. I want Solus to be the egg, and I want Nick to make the soldiers. Yeah.
When will your arcane lust for breakfast food be slated? You have brought shame upon the house of Murphy.
But I'm not a member. Am I technically a member of your? See, this thing about noble houses don't just include members of the immediate family. So would I count? I don't know.
Naming you a fucking vassal.
That's my lord. So yeah, I've been writing Fallout 4 fic, and one of the ones I've been writing is like fic for somebody else in their AU universe. Their AU universe, their AU. And in the last couple of chapters, I've not mentioned a minor character, and this person has left a comment saying, what happened to the iBot? Dun dun dun! And I'm just sitting here with my pinching the bridge of my nose, feeling like J.R.R. Tolkien, going, damn the boy. She's right. I haven't mentioned Sparks in like a full chapter. It does kind of imply something's happened to him. I really want to reply with that, but I know they're not going to get it, so I can't risk like taking offence.
This castle, it's different somehow. And I can't
relay the damn the boy story. You're much better at it than me.
The damn the boy story is the reason Tolkien apparently wrote down The Hobbit, which was originally just meant to be like a story he was making up as he went along to tell his son, is because his son, being very much J.R.R. Tolkien's son, was incredibly pernickety about details, and like every so often he'd go, you just said that Thorin's jerkin was green and Bilbo's hat was blue, but last night you said that Thorin's jerkin was red and Bilbo's hat was gold. And he recalled that when he did this one time, his father just muttered, damn the boy, and went over to his desk to make a note.
That's how I felt. I had that exact feeling. I might just do it anyway. I might just reply, like, put that what happened to the iBot in quotation marks and go mutters, damn the boy. Well, now that I'm stopped channeling J.R.R. Tolkien, yes, I'm glad you enjoyed. Does that sound like it would work?
Maybe.
One of the comments I've left before was, what's that? The ghost of the Marquis de Sade? You want me to delay the meeting for another chapter? So I'm not saying this wouldn't be in character for me.
if they were very close to the Temple of Sacred Ashes, chances of the explosion got them. If they were further away, probably demons.
Feels like a was it the explosion or fallout question, you know?
Yeah.
I was really pleased with that comment as well because they liked my Whitechapel Charlie headcanon. See, Whitechapel Charlie is this inexplicably Cockney robot, and I've decided like my headcanon for him is that he was manufactured in Cheapside, like because traditionally Cockneys come from the area where you can hear the ringing of the bells of St. Mary Le Bow. So my headcanon is, because he was created as a novelty item for the American market by General Atomics, he was manufactured in Cheapside, so he'd be an authentic Cockney robot.
As far as the Templars and Mages between those first two bridges go, almost certainly demons. The damage isn't severe enough there for it to be the explosion.
Do magical explosions have fallout, or is that fallout just demons?
I think that's fallout, it's just demons.
That's what I thought. So where are we? Oh right, we're in the... Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I need to decide what demons look like for my OC and my fic. I was kind of thinking they just like shadowy figures that kind of flicker in and out of existence, but that leaves me a problem with what the hell does Lord Wolsey look like to her? Is that guy going to be like, could you go find my ram? And she's like, okay, I can go find your ram. And then she's like, why is there a demon here? And everybody else is like, that's a ram. And she's like, no, that's a flickery, shadowy figure. That's a demon. Talk, demon, where's the ram? Lord Wolsey would probably go, no, I am the ram. It's a demonic guise. And she'd be like, oh, okay, demonic guises are cool. You're not going to go around eating people, are you? And he's like, ah. She's like, cool, okay, you should go home, he misses you. And everybody else is like, that's awfully accepting of you. And she's like, well, you know, what can you do? Some people are just demons.
Yeah, in fairness, like, Lord Ramsay just doesn't seem to be doing anything bad. He just wants to be a ram. I mean, the guy doesn't seem to be, like, that distressed by his presence. Like, he loves his ram.
Wait, didn't he say, now the nightmares will end when he comes back?
He said now the dreams will end. Like, clearly, Lord Wolsey is having some kind of influence on them. No, it's not
but it doesn't seem to be
necessarily...
negative.
Yeah.
They do seem to hold him in very high regard.
Yeah, and I think they do mention at one point that he's offered them kind of wisdom and advice.
It's like a patron demon. Oh my god, Solus is going to be so annoyed if I do that though, because he's going to be like, okay, you keep thinking I'm going to poison you, and she's like, to be fair, I didn't think you were going to poison me, I thought you were going to indenture me to you. And he's like, yes, that's not the point. But a demon pretending to be a ram you're okay with, and she's like, that's something I can grasp onto. He's just a demon who wants to be a ram. If he wanted my soul, he wouldn't offer me a slice of bread for it. He'd just, you know, give me a demonic bargain. Wow, that mirror was really impressed by her backflip.
It's this boss battle again.
Why?
It's this boss battle again.
It's not like I don't like it. This is a good boss battle. It's just... Okay, that was a nice touch. But I'm still baffled by it. You know, he'd be a much more, of a force to be reckoned with if he had a decent poker face.
Ah, there you are. Stop moving.
How's your Inquisitor going to react to that? Because mine's probably just going to be like, what, I like sheep? What the hell?
Oh shit, it's this boss battle again, but now he has the power to confuse us.
He likes murder.
I wish I could become a ram and just give advice to a family for generations and torment their dreams. There you are.
No, I guess you could call this entire boss battle a face off.
Face off.
I think I did it before Dorian showed up, so Leo's response will probably be like, Dorian, shut up. I feel like all of my Inquisitor's reactions to Harding's crush on Dorian is just going to be, Harding, you could do so much better. So much better. You know, for a mirror, this guy's awfully keen on fighting. Oh, bro, when are you doing more Tokyo Twilight Ghost Story? Or did you finish that?
I didn't finish it. Once I'm done with Trails of Cold Steel, I'll be doing another part of it.
Nice. So I'm just thinking about mirrors.
I'm basically going to space out my parts of it between other things. But it will get done. Once I'm done with Danganronpa another, I'll do another part as well. Yeah, you need to edit and post.
Those 2 episodes of The Dark Side Detective I've got hanging around on my computer. I'm lazy. Do they have vampires in Dragon Age?
Don't remember any being mentioned. Chloe, there were vampires in
Werewolves?
Dragon Age. Werewolves, yes.
Okay.
Of a sort.
What do you mean of a sort?
There are some werewolves in Dragon Age Origins. They're basically elves who have been cursed by a forest spirit.
Oh, I think I vaguely recall them. No, that sounds about right. I mean, werewolves are often the subject of a curse.
Yeah.
Although would elves technically be werewolves?
The queen is gone, my servant.
So.
Adieu.
Well, where is
Oh,
the word
yes.
for it?
They would be wolves.
Oh, we could go full Elder Scrolls, werewolves. Although that would make it sound like they're just wolves in the sea.
Be somewhere just being like, I support all werewolves.
Jason's just like, yeah, it's just more of a matter of semantics than anything.
Clapping a hand on Jason's shoulder. All werewolves are valid.
Princess! That's so sweet. It's just like a miracle.
You know, for a while there's so much Disney in it, I don't really seem to understand the concept of magic. Wait, are you thinking, oh shit, I should have kissed Ventus?
No, that is Terra's job.
Oh, she can kiss him too.
You're awake! Ventus! Oh, it's a miracle! Terra! Master Ericus! Ventus is awake!
What the fuck were you doing, Terra? She's going just leapt in.
This is the start of Aqua's story. Well, the early part of Aqua's story.
Because it was his time.
Okay, how can you form a dick link with Snow White? Neither of you have dicks.
Don't be racist.
I'm a woman. Also, let's be brutally honest here, Aqua's short sleeves were very little to the imagination in that regard. She's worse than fucking Link.
Thunder!
She was having a flashback.
Yeah, about the flashback for flashback people.
Yeah, flashback. She saw somebody wake up after they wouldn't wake up, so she remembered somebody else waking up after they wouldn't wake up.
Where are we meant to go? Oh, no, been to. We've been to all of these places. Where do you want me to go, game?
Wasn't there like a place further up that you didn't go to yet? Not the next place. Yeah, that place.
What, a Mirage Arena? We can try.
Haven't you been to the Enchanted Domain? Wait, what? No, you haven't been to the Enchanted Domain, have you?
Oh no, I haven't, because the Dwarf Woodlands was a lower level. You've made me feel terribly foolish.
No, we're not going to end up playing the ice cream game.
Oh no, I might end this part on a rousing game of ice cream.
Why would you do this hateful and terrible thing?
Ice cream is delicious.
No.
Next time I'm at your place, just being like, oh hey, shall we have some ice cream? And you're like, sure. I'd be like, oh good. And I pull that ridiculous gun contraption with the piano keys out from my bag. I was hoping you would say that. Listen, 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 listen.
I always imagined it said more like, listen, 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 listen.
And as you shrink back against the wall, your mother just turns and it's like, listen, 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 listen.
So, I've been watching you play Danganronpa Another, and I'm watching it, I'm just like, oh god, the final boss being the ice cream game would be awful. I'm not going to get to see the final boss. The endpoints of stories is like cursed for me for some reason.
You were saying that Danganronpa Another?
Yeah, I've been watching your Danganronpa Another Let's Play, and it puts me even more in mind of Edwin Harvey's New Eyes than Danganronpa and Danganronpa 2 did. Shing!
Terra would never do that. You know that as well as I do.
Especially with the Riot Girl blowing shit up, it's almost like Riot Girl is Junko.
The truth can be most cruel,
Yes.
even amongst the closest of friends. After all, one never knows the secrets of another's heart. I'm sure you'll agree, Ventus, Aqua.
The Master sent me. Then,
Even though I don't think they did a very good job translating Maleficent to 3D, she still looks amazing in Kingdom Hearts, just because of the strength of her character design.
She is both malevolent and magnificent.
Sorry, Aqua.
I should only have Jenny say something like that to Vivian. She's like, oh my god, you're both benevolent and magnificent. You're beneficent. Or something that sounds better than that.
how do you know
Because
about the
Maleficent sounds
Keyblade?
great, but Beneficent really doesn't. Bother.
A key that opens the hearts of men, of entire worlds, and allows one to obtain anything and everything.
Yeah, wielding the Keyblade seems to be going
How I
around.
find most fascinating.
Terra. He really?
Yes. Now, my dear, would you like to assist me as well?
Never!
I see. Xehanort was right.
Look, VC, we have returned to the beginning and are now playing as Mickey.
It seems you need time to consider. Fortunately, I have the perfect place.
Maleficent, did you just fucking Bond villain trap Aqua?
Wait, what did you say?
Did Maleficent just fucking Bond villain trap Aqua?
Yeah, but how did you do that? I was too busy, like, making funny noises. What?
Yeah, she just did, like, magic.
Why are you here?
To prevent me from breaking her evil curse.
Yeah, Philip definitely got the worst off. The worst off in the 2D to 3D transition. He looks horrendous here.
And only I can break this spell.
Look how deformed he is. You know, should have taken a little bit more artistic liberty with the guy. Come on, he's not ugly. He's good looking in the film.
Oh, Prince Philip, it's you.
You must really love her. I've known her about 2 hours altogether, but yeah, she's really nice.
I'm going with you. There's something I need to know, and Maleficent has the answer.
God, he's tall.
Yes, of course, dear. Now come along. We must hurry to Aurora.
Philip has the worst model in
Yeah.
KH games.
Philip had the worst model in all of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. Not that Aurora's is that good either, to be honest. See, that might be part of the reason why Maleficent looks so odd, is because they just haven't translated any of the more artistic characters particularly well. Like, these cartoony, charactery ones, they look fine, but anybody with like that kind of sharp Art Deco thing to them, they look really weird. Hey, sometimes you just need to put your axe down, and a piece of stone is the best place to do it. Set dressing, it's just set dressing. Speaking of crows, have you read my old magic review, perchance, Chloe? You totally should. It's got a lot of ranting in it.
That's up right now on Fishing Melia.
That's fishingmelia.blogspot.com. In fact, I've had so much to say about old magic that there's going to be another post up about it tomorrow. With even more rant. I know you love me ranting, so I know you want to read this. How very dare. I'm actually nearly up on all of the things I've scheduled to review. I've just got one more week left, and I need to start on the review after that.
Standard.
I'm taking suggestions, actually. As long as it's... I can do books as well, but as long as they're not too long, because I'm out of practice reading. I had to read all of Old Magic in... well, basically all of it in a single sitting yesterday, and it was kind of funny, but it was also kind of stressful. I'd rather not have to do that with something with much longer than Old Magic. I do want to review Magical Mystery Tour at some point. And Yellow Submarine. Because it is like my mission in life to review all of the Beatles movies. I should probably start playing Risen from the beginning again because I do want to review that. Risen 2 from the beginning again because I want to review all of the Risen games. But that's going to take a while. Maybe I should stream that.
Oh, maybe.
Make it a lot more tolerable. I can show you all the weird trees. The trees are so very weird. Okay, why is that picture of guy looking at girl's ass while his girlfriend looks annoyed at him like just a meme all of a sudden? I saw it for the solar eclipse and me and all of the scientific evidence saying that looking directly at the sun is dangerous. And now I'm seeing it for everything.
That's just how memes work in this day and age.
Who actually a witch? Oh shit, did I make that clear? Yeah, Kate and Jillian are witches. That's what they are. Which is why Kate being annoyed at people thinking she's a witch is, well, it's part why it's hilarious.
There are those who claim that old magic is, in point of fact, the secret origin story of Christine O'Donnell. She's not a witch. She's nothing you've heard. She's you. Okay. She's not a witch.
Secret origin story involve her being a 16-year-old girl in 2002 Australia, and how does it also allow her to be my mother?
That's just how things are sometimes.
But there is time traveling. Oh
None
my
of us
god,
are
they did a little
perfect.
move together! That's so cute!
Yeah. But none of us can be happy with what we see all around us. Politicians who think spending, trading favours and backroom deals are the ways to stay in office. Stay in office. Politicians, stay in office.
No, the main character is... she's a witch.
Yeah.
I probably should have made that clearer, but... luck her. Fuck Kate Warren, she's the worst. It's such a bad book. It's so awful. I'm gonna read some of it to you. Which
Make
do you
sure to
reckon's
do
the
it in
best
your
bit?
best impression of me.
What bit do you think I should go for? Do you think I should go for when they're in the modern day to show off how awful she is? Oh my god, I completely forgot to mention Emmeline in the review. Oh. Emmeline is such a pointless character. There is no reason for her to exist at all. Except to have somebody else for Kate to go, ugh, such a slag at. Oh yeah, I'll read the description. The first description of a female character in the entire book goes like this. Looks like I am not the only one. Sorry, I can't do it. I was gonna do you dramatically reading it. Looks like I'm not the only one interested. Tasha Daniels' eyes are on Jared too, but hers are fixed in a leering manner. Her sultry, painted mouth slightly parted, invitation written all over her. God, she's so obvious. Briefly, I glanced at Pex, class loudmouth, and Tasha's boyfriend, though there have been rumours lately that not all is well in that camp.
If I had the text in front of me, because it is online, there's a free to read Google Doc, I would read some in, like, the voice I use to read things in Danganronpa another. Well, I sound like an 18th century baron.
Your voice sounds like an 18th century baron. Okay, I think part of the reason she describes Tasha Daniels like that is because I didn't realise it was free on Google.
Yeah.
My Paperwhite's acting up. There we go. See, I think she describes Tasha like that because this is how she describes Jared, the male lead. His name is Jared Thornton. He has blonde red hair to his shoulders, nice clean skin and green eyes like fiery emeralds. But this is not why I can't drag my eyes.
Ow, 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 ow. Fucking right. Stop writing teen literature, Ian.
Sorry?
Stop writing teen literature, Ian.
For our viewers watching at a later date who haven't seen his Tumblr, Doug was just referencing the fact that the description of Tasha Daniels I mentioned earlier sounds like it was written by the Reverend Ian Paisley. Yeah, I think she's projecting because I'm not like her. I'm not a slag. My interest is because he's got this unearthly quality to him, not because I want to jump his bones. She wants to jump his bones really hard.
What did Master Xehanort tell you?
But if anything, Tasha's interest in him is more wholesome because, you know, Tasha cares about appearances.
Nor can you see how easy it was for him.
Terra would never do anything to help you.
Quite the contrary. He fully embraced the darkness within himself.
Stop lying!
See for yourself all the powers of hell!
Terra would do loads to help you.
Yeah, it's a motherfucking dragon!
The powers of hell! Jesus fucking Christ! Disney used to be hardcore. We used to get stuff like this, now we get women singing villain songs and we're meant to feel sorry for them. So, Prince Philip, Aqua, Bro TP, right?
Yeah.
Rockin'. She described, by the way, Kate describes Tasha in this manner throughout basically the entirety of the book. If Tasha's there, this is how she talks about her. Just trying to remember the bit where, what is that part? The part where she talks about giving her facial hair?
Oh god, that part.
I think she was in the shop at the time. Something about there. Ah, here we go. Tasha pouts sulkily. The image sparks a vicious thought. One thing that really annoys me is Tasha's portrayal of a blonde airhead. She's not dumb. In fact, she's the most intelligent girl in the whole grade, but she acts like a bimbo, pumping out feminine charm by the bucket load, and the guys love it. I think of a spell that will make her body create a flush of testosterone. I colourfully visualise her delicate, flawless cheeks disappearing beneath a layer of bristly dark facial hair. The thought makes me dizzy. Just say you want to fuck her, Kate. Because, actually, interestingly enough, Tasha Daniels is blonde, And Jared, the only guy that Kate apparently ever had any interest in, is strawberry blonde. Jared's a stand-in for Tasha! God, you suck at this. Also, by the way, I noticed earlier when, in like the bit where Ericus was around, Terra has Ericus's trousers, but Aqua has Ericus's shoes.
Yeah.
I just find that interesting. If there's one thing I hate, it's fights on bridges. It was the one about the I just read it out to you. About the facial hair? That's the one. It was like, oh god! There's actually a small part of me that wants to see if there's any more, like, set in this universe, but because there's questions I have about the plotline of Old Magic, but at the same time, and I'll tell you what it is in a sec. At the same time, I don't want to because this book is really quite bad. So it's another one of those guys checking girls out, asked other girl being angry one, and it's unnameable Eldritch Horror, me, and nameable Eldritch Horror. Should I, hang on. I should read you some of the bits where Rolk is here, because Rolk is hilarious. I loved this book. I can't actually, like, stress how much I loved this book as a teenager. That's probably why I take it so personally that it sucks now. Nope, that's the wrong one.
Okay, we'll stand near Prince Dude, and when he beckons us, we'll be ready.
His name's Philip. You know, like Prince Philip.
I can't believe this is the secret origin story of Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, she did drag him out of school. He went back eventually, but... but still, it's baffling. It's baffling behaviour. There's only one way that Jared will stop me from generating my very clever curse. Skeptical, I agree to listen. Go on. It's simple, really. A small swap. Dread tightens the air passages to my lungs. What sort of swap? A cunning smile forms slowly on his determined face. You for the curse? No. A little more thought on it, I think, my pretty. I don't I don't have to think about it, and don't call me that. He scoffs, amused. I will call you whatever I want. You have no say in it. You belong to me now.
This is a terrible book.
He moves closer, runs an ice-cold finger down the side of my face. I yank my head backwards. Stay away from me! Oh, I will for now. You see, I will have to get over my disappointment. At first sight, I swore you were a virgin, just like my Eloise was.
Something as insignificant as love.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Chloe having exactly my reaction the first time you mentioned that to me.
He does it again later.
I feel like Aqua's journey so far is giving her unrealistic ideas of what kisses can do.
Yeah, it is.
Try all you want, but you'll never defeat a heart filled with light.
See, she doesn't look right. I mean, part of the thing is, in most of the film, Aurora is quite angular and out decoy, but in this scene, she looks like Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
Then they will all belong to me!
Tara, you better stay strong for me.
Okay, so remember I said earlier about him being like I quoted earlier about him like having issues with her apparently not being a virgin. Okay, this is what he says earlier in the book, like 2 chapters ago.
Where's he going?
Slowly, Rourke releases me and his eyes move to Jared's. Why? I'm enjoying this conversation. Jared's voice tightens. Catherine is my wife. Rourke laughs from deep within his chest. You are a very poor liar. I'm not lying. Jared denies Rourke's accusation, but his voice hasn't the conviction necessary to pull it off. Rourke's head leans forward, his black eyes narrow slits. Young lovers don't sleep on opposite sides of the bed, he hisses. So how can he, like, have twigged they're not together then, but still not realise it later on?
Yeah,
because he's
very
right.
inconsistent.
Like, they haven't even kissed at this point. Oh, maybe it's because when he kidnaps her, they're kissing, but that's like one time. I don't get it. And he seems to be able to like tell when Kate's lying the rest of the goddamn time, so why can't he do it now?
Excuse me. I'm terribly sorry to bother you, sir.
Oh, what a well-mannered lass you are. I'd be pleased as much to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for a boy who's not from around here. Have you seen him?
I think I know.
She is well-mannered.
She is. Aqua is just very well-mannered and very chivalrous. She's like the perfect conception of a knight.
Tara,
she is.
I hope you're still there.
She's a lot like Laura from Trails of Cold Steel.
They both have blue hair.
They do. Laura might be a reference to Aqua, come to think of it.
Or Aqua is Baron Arsaid's eldest daughter, who was sent off to become a Keyblade Master.
That's a crossover fic I could get behind.
I'm not writing it.
Sorry, perhaps I did not make myself clear. That is a fic I could get behind.
Alright, alright, alright.
I shall send a list of my demands in the post.
Aqua is Laura's older sister. What else would you want in this?
Oh, hang on. Chloe, the curse is that Jared will be clumsy.
Okay, to be fair to Rourke, the way he puts it in the book isn't quite that bad. It does sound a little bit more threatening. Yeah, you should. You should write Cone Invaders. I am sick and tired of being the only one who writes fic.
Cole wouldn't do well in Invaders. He needs like regular medication.
Magic.
Magic is no substitute for everyday pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, no, I mean like out of me and Doug. Because I'm constantly going, read this, and he's like, yes, I'm very entertained, and I'm like, so what you got in return? And he's like, I'm sorry, did you think this was an equal relationship? What part of you are a vassal to the House of Murphy? Did you not understand?
Asking me to write fic for mine vassals. Who do you think you are?
Is Solar a vassal too?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I really need to get back into drawing because I really want to draw us in like knightly gear. Like you're like a 18th century baron and I'm like your vassal, I'm your champion, I fight on your behalf. Do you have it? What's on your AO3? I haven't looked at it in a while. I'm a terrible friend. I think that's what we've all learned here. I never pretend to be good in my defense. I'm like, hey, I'm a substandard friend. How do I look at people who are subscribed to me on AO3? Ah, fuck it. I'll just look at the kudos and the gentle harassment of Cullen Rutherford because I know I'll find you there. Yep, there you are. Oh yeah, that's why I never read them, because they're ElfQuest fanfics. Then I know fuck all about ElfQuest. Yeah, what? Which of the old English kingdoms are you from again? Are you from Mercia too? Yeah. Well, of course you. Glowy's Danish.
I know Lincolnshire was the territory of the Woffingas.
I think that might put you in Mercia, which means we're from the same kingdom.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm from closest to the capital. I'm not like you parochials.
Okay, in fairness, who the fuck would want to build a capital in a fence? It's a swamp.
Where is Lincolnshire exactly? We're not like Americans. We aren't trained to recognise bits of our country by shape. You might actually not. During the Mercian supremacy, yes, but not prior. Or after. I don't know. Let's find out. Looks like Lindsay. Uh, 70, 30 to 45, Lindsay was its own place. 46 to 64, still its own place. Annexed in 780.
Why have you brought up what kingdom I'm from?
I'm just wondering.
Alright.
Well, it's because Chloe's like, she's the Danish leader of Danes attacking your kingdom, and I'm just wondering which kingdom is that? Because it's been a while since the Danes have advanced on our home, so... I'm not sure how far the Danelaw actually spread. That sounds so filthy!
It is regrettable that Velvetor has an unfortunate tendency towards just dumping swords into rocks and then kind of sitting by them and occasionally gesturing to them with her nose. Looking very alarmed.
I want to know what the extent of the Danelaw was.
Speaking of the Danelaw, Chloe, remind me that I should totally send you like the second act of Black Sky. A chunk of 6 chapters or so.
It's a little hard to tell.
No! Run!
Oh, hi, Kyrie.
Aw, she's so cool. And running for her life.
There's no way I can fight like this.
Soon. Soon I should send you that second act, because I've nearly done on the third act now.
Who are you? I don't have a Keyblade.
I'll tell you later. Right now, we gotta stop these things.
So, I might send that to you with, like, an attached primer of who all the characters are, since it's been a while since you read the first act.
Everything all right?
There might be pictures. I might use it as a opportunity to, like, find good actors who would be great in these roles.
Actually, it doesn't look like we were in the Danelaw. Although we were into Knut's domains. Knut!
In fairness, I mean, the Fens are more or less impossible to invade.
Well, didn't stop Mercia from managing it.
Is that cool? Like, did Mercia actually manage to invade the Fens, or did they just take the territory surrounding it? Because the Fens are uninvadable.
Well, they annexed it, so maybe you just gave up. Part of the reason we're going to Drayton Manor, everybody, is so that we can, because it's right off of Tamworth, which is the capital of Mercia, and I've never actually, like, properly looked around Tamworth. I want to know my capital. Didn't make what sound cute? So busy rambling about the Kingdom of Mercia, I was not paying attention to like 30% of this conversation. Oh, Knut. Why would I make it sound cute? Like, once you know how to pronounce it, what's the point? I've seen it spelled C-A-N-U-T-E, which I think is actually like the most useful way to spell it for an English speaker. Besides, if you say it the other obvious way with that spelling that you've put there, it just sounds like a shitty fake currency made up by somebody who doesn't understand how currency works. Nothing about the money system in Harry Potter makes sense. Nothing.
I sense light within this girl. You think that's why they attacked her?
Yeah? I think you might be absolutely right. If you ask me, she must be somebody pretty extraordinary.
Yes. I'm quite certain she's someone we're supposed to protect.
Let's join forces. Oh no!
She's very cute.
I'll be okay. See you real soon!
Here.
Are these for me?
I picked you some flowers. Thank you for saving me.
Okay, I'm kind of confused as to how Canute can sound cute at all.
They're lovely. You're so
Like, seriously.
Everyone knows that the cutest monarch is Woofer.
I'm Aqua.
Yes.
Kyrie.
Oh, Woofer. He had so many limbs.
Oh, Grandma.
Wait, Kyrie, just a minute.
So he's Canute, I guess.
One day when you're in trouble, the light within you will lead you to the light of another. Someone to keep you safe.
Thanks.
There you are. It's time to go.
Oh. Bye. Hey, Grandma?
Teas aren't inherently cute, though.
What is it?
Could you tell me that story?
Again, dear?
Please.
Very well, then. Long ago, people lived in peace, bathed in the warmth of light. Everyone loved the light. Then, people began to fight over it. They wanted to keep it for themselves, and darkness was born in their hearts. The darkness spread, swallowing the light.
That castle looks remarkably like the castle from fucking Ocarina of Time.
But
it does, actually.
Small fragments of light survived in the hearts of children.
So like Canute, rather than Canute.
Light, children rebuilt the lost world.
You know, like now I've said it, I kind of hear it.
Now, but the true light sleeps deep within the darkness. That's why the worlds are still scattered, divided from each other. But someday, a door to the innermost darkness will open, and the true light will return. So listen, child. Even in the deepest darkness, there will always be a light to guide you. Believe in the light, and the darkness will never
Much more bluntly can I get it?
Your heart will shine with its power and push the darkness away.
This is like the whole dwarf thing, where like, if like humans try and speak Dwarvish, they need throat lozenges because it's such a harsh language, and that's what Scandinavian languages are like to the rest of us. It looks like she just gave you some plastic flowers.
On first, it never ends.
Ooh, that's a pretty keyblade. I'm gonna equip that keyblade because it is pretty and I like it. Is it better than my current keyblade? Yes.
That is pretty.
Over there.
So yeah, what else do you want in this needless Trials of Cold Steel Kingdom Hearts crossover?
Keyblade with a crow.
Alright, anything else? What's Elisa up to?
Elisa possesses limbs.
She already has limbs, you don't need to put that down.
More limbs.
I knew you were going to say that. You know, those big round things, with the way they've got that, like, valve on their back, they kind of remind me of, like, power armor from Fallout. Like, I keep expecting you to hit one and then Dance is gonna fall out.
Oh, Dance. You and your arguably sexual attraction to tower armor. Actually.
Okay, now I'm just imagining Fallout characters in Kingdom Hearts. Poor Nick. He'd have the worst time of it, wouldn't he? And the people would be like, "Your light, the light in your heart shines brightest of them all," and he's like, "That's demonstrably untrue. Don't have a heart." I think Yen Sid would also be racist against synths.
Yeah, definitely.
What's going to be Dark Souls meets Kingdom Hearts? I hate this thing.
It's the worst boss in the game.
Doesn't that make it that? Oh, what's that awful one from Skyward Sword called?
Skyward Sword had a lot of awful. Oh, be imprisoned.
Yes.
Well, you have to fight it nearly as many times.
I know, that's why I was thinking of it. I hate the imprisoned so much. If it wasn't for the ridiculously slow start and the those boss battles, I'd probably play Skyward Sword again. Because there are times where it's really fun. Even those Silent Realm sections can be fun if you know what you're doing. And they'd be a lot more fun if you didn't get the same fucking spiel every single goddamn time you failed. It takes so long to start again, it's not worth it. God, the other two suck. You know, I'm kind of vaguely reminded of I did the Children of Atom quest in Far Harbor, and I got this big radioactive sledgehammer, and I was over my carry limit, so I gave it to Nick, and then he started using it, and I haven't had the heart to take it off him since. Would Elisa have a massive crush on Aqua?
Yeah, she does seem to have a thing for a woman with blue hair who are fighting and incompetent, doesn't she?
Terra! Ben, now! Come on!
Got him.
We make a good team.
Sure do. Oh yeah, I got you these tickets.
For what?
Lifetime passes to Disney Town. He said to take 2 grown-ups.
You mean us? Listen to me, Ven. We need to get you home.
It's okay, Aqua. Trust me, that guy in the mask is history. We'll never badmouth Terra again.
You saw the boy in the mask?
Okay, that one moment makes me kind of ship Aqua and Terra now.
Yeah.
let Aqua take you home.
No way! I want to go with you guys.
You can't. We have a dangerous task ahead of us. I don't want you to get hurt.
Interestingly, if you put Vanitas into Google, you get a whole bunch of stuff about the art movement before you get anything about Kingdom Hearts, and that's actually surprisingly rare for a character from a popular video game franchise.
It is.
I'm not so sure. I've been to the same worlds as you, and I've seen what you've done.
Ericus is full of shit. Okay?
Listen to yourself, Aqua. Terra would never.
You mean you've been spying on me? Is that what he said to do? The Master's orders?
You know, those seams over her boobs really bother me.
As well they should.
I get it.
Terra!
Just stay put. I'm on my own now. Alright?
Terra, please, listen. The Master has no reason to distrust you, really. He was just worried.
You're awful, Aqua.
Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. The story of how one man destroys a perfectly competent three-way friendship.
So now you know the truth. But the Master loves Terra. And you know that too.
And surprisingly, it's not the villain.
Were you also...
No, honestly, Xehanort just sit back and be like, yes, good, good. Do it.
Aqua, now that you're a Keyblade Master, you've let it go to your head. I'm gonna go find Terra.
I'll sigh for Aqua.
Yeah.
This is all Ericus's fault. Ugh, I can feel myself getting due. Somebody cheer me up.
Are you getting due without?
Erica's fucking this up.
Okay. Instead of thinking about Ericus fucking things up, why not think about some cool sheep?
Like Lord Wolsey.
Lord Wolsey is such a cool sheep.
He's such a cool sheep. Do you know who else is a good sheep?
Who?
Sheep from Sheep in the Big City. He's such a great sheep.
Oh, he's such a good sheep.
Such a good sheep. He works in a call centre.
That's a sheep who you know would never stab you.
Yeah. He just wants to be a sheep on a farm, but he was forced into a cosmopolitan life to hide from the American military, who created a sheep-powered death ray, but didn't make it with a sheep in mind, so they ended up picking on him. You remember Sheep in the Big City? Sheep in the Big City is the goddamn best! I'd have the entire thing on DVD or Blu-ray if I could find it. In my experience, even though I'm pretty sure, I mean, I looked it up at one point, it was made expressly for children. It was one of those things that was usually on really late at night. Like, I remember this other one, I don't know if it was for children or not, but I did watch it when I could. That was about, like, a married couple and their friends who were, like, a lower social status than them. And, a whole bunch of, like, random shit happened. It was like a Simpsons Family Guy style show, but different than the Simpsons and better than Family Guy. So I suppose more like American Dad. but not so Patriot themed. There was this one episode where something happened, and one of the characters was like, "Oh, if I head back now, I'll be able to catch the order part of Law and Order." I love that line. That was such a good line. It was a good program. At one point, they have to save their friends from a nuclear silo. It's a strange program. It was a good program. So yeah, I feel compelled to talk about my feelings on American Dad now. Out of all the Seth MacFarlane things, it's definitely the best one in my opinion.
Why is this?
Well, I never watched any of the movies with him in, so I don't have an opinion on those. But in my opinion, Family Guy was just... it's just not that funny.
That is true, it is not funny at all.
And the Cleveland Show is... I watched one episode and it was about him losing his shit at the idea of his daughter. I can't remember if she was biologically his or he's her stepfather. I can't remember exactly what their relation is, but the important thing is he's her dad. Throwing a hissy fit at the idea of her having sex with her boyfriend.
That is weird.
It was the most bizarre and uncomfortable thing I've ever seen in my life. There's a point where he was like, "Can somebody pass me the extra virgin olive oil for the salad?" And I'm like, oh god. I mean, Cleveland was definitely one of the funnier characters in Family Guy, but then they took him away and made him shit.
Just as I said it would.
But yeah, the American Dad, I like American Dad. I like American Dad a lot. I think part of the reason is that yes, it's just about as mean-spirited as Family Guy, but it's more focused than Family Guy. Family Guy is a bit all over the place with its plots and premises, like The Simpsons is. But its mean-spiritedness really doesn't let you enjoy the humour, because its mean-spiritedness is the only thing there. Whereas American Dad actually has, you know, a focus. This guy is a CIA agent, and his CIA work often comes into it. His wife's Francine, she's got an interesting backstory. Their children have interesting personalities. Haley's kind of a eco-warrior, bit of a SJW, bit of a hypocrite, but, you know, genuinely comes across as a person, and she does things. There's one storyline where she does something, she prostitutes herself so they can eat, because it's a complicated story. Look, it was Stan's fault, let's just leave it at that. And I think Steve? Yeah, Steve's a pathetic nerd, but he's a pathetic nerd with a group of friends, which I don't really recall the boy from Family Guy really ever having. And his friends are all interesting. I mean, one of them only ever speaks Japanese. He can speak English, he just doesn't want to, and they all seem to understand him anyway. I like that. I live for shit like that.
Tell me something.
Roger is fun.
Decent fight yet?
What do you mean?
He's awful. He is absolutely awful, but
and why
you know,
after all, between the two of us,
fun.
I'm the only one who will walk away.
He's like that kind of, you know, camp villains. That like they're inherently fun. That's what Roger's like.
Makes sense. The first of many Vanitas Dostatos in Aqua's heart.
The fish is fun. He's a German tourist. Got put into the goldfish. And the plot lines, they actually like cover social issues sometimes, and they're fairly, I don't know, it's just better. The characters are more compelling. The fact that it has like a logical focus is good. Its mean-spiritedness is helped by that.
On an unrelated note, Vanitas Aqua as a pairing. What are we thinking?
Well, you know, it would make his parents happy to know that he got together with somebody so knightly. How do you feel about techno music?
So he's like one of the only people in this game who can actually beat her in a fight. That helps. And he's got sick abs.
No, he has piping pretending sick abs. That's why his parents are so disappointed. I want to do something about her health.
That's fine. That's cool.
But yeah, American Dad. I mean, if I had to recommend one of the Seth MacFarlane things, that would be the only one I'd even, like, remotely come close to saying is good. Do you know what partly helps? They don't do so many cutaway gags.
It does help.
Yeah, it really helps.
Who are you?
And see, Vanitas makes Aqua laugh. So Aqua makes Vanitas laugh.
Congratulations.
Isn't he
Subtle
laughing at
difference.
her?
I think he's just laughing from sheer insane joy. Because he's quite mad.
I have to stop
Vanitas vanitatum omnia
Anything
vanitas.
else happens to Terra and Ven.
Harshness.
Aqua!
Ven! Were you able to find him?
Yeah, but he's gone.
Right. Then I can't stay here.
Let me go with you, Aqua.
No, Ven. Do as I say and go home.
He like half blinded a guy and then left.
Why won't you let me?
I don't want to put you in harm's way. You understand?
Okay, we've actually only been streaming for about 2 hours, and the next part is also going to involve a secret episode, which will add time on. So we are going to do one more world today, let's say. Possibly 2, depending on how long it takes us to do Disney Town. Disney Town, go!
Have either of you seen the new DuckTales?
I've seen the Nostalgia Critics review of it. Apparently it's very good.
I've heard it's good. Well, it seems good. I just want to get like an opinion from somebody I trust. And not a whiny Chicagan.
It has David Tennant in it.
Oh, cool.
He's very Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, but I really don't need any kind of
Yes, Chloe?
bonafide or...
What's that? Trouble? Captain Justice to the rescue!
Yes.
No. Is that Horace Horsecollar?
You?
That is. That's Horace Horsecollar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe this job's perfect for you, Mr. Hero. What? Name your catastrophe. Those annoying monsters have turned up again over in Fruitball Plaza. They're all yours.
It's just
now,
Horace Horsecollar is referenced in Salad Fingers.
Don't tell me the inverse are here.
Monsters? Well, too bad. Not on my list.
I didn't know bonafide heroes got to pick.
but I wouldn't stand a chance of surviving, fitting them into my schedule.
Gosh, I thought you said you were Captain Justice. You can't leave those menacing things run loose. They're ruining Fruitball.
Huh? Hark, do you hear that? Somebody's calling for Captain Justice's help. Do not fear, I am on my way. Sounds like this catastrophe can't wait, but I'll be back here in a jiff.
Oh, I'm sure you will, Captain Useless. But I don't think I'll stay here and hold my breath.
I'm anything but a hero, but maybe I could help if you want.
Would you? Oh,
To be honest, in his Captain Justice, in his aspects of Captain Justice, Pete kind of looks like a Gen 5 Pokemon.
He does.
From the plaza.
I'll try.
Just give a holler once you're ready, and I'll explain to you how Fruitball works.
So, is Disney Town the castle town of Disney Castle?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, like in the theme parks?
Doesn't look like we can do any ice cream stuff yet. We have to do the football first.
Do you hear me snapping my fingers in disappointment?
I can already tell this is going to be...
You have a bow tie on your horse collar, Horace. That's adorable. Why are we playing football with fruit? Okay, now this is the age-old question. Is that supposed to be a pineapple or a durian? It's not how you play football. It's been my entire life having this shoved down my throat to not— oh my god, you're failing. You are embarrassed. Where did you get such giant fruit from? And how is this fair? There's 3 of them and there's only 1 of you.
All I have to do is beat them.
You're not gonna. Wait, is this game like 3 minutes long?
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm having a hard time. No, this is definitely meant to be football. Yeah. Oh, God knows what it— hurling? Fuck knows.
Volleyball?
No, if this was volleyball or tennis or anything like that, there'd be a net in the middle. Horace, could you not find like 2 other people to help her? Oh, now there's a net in the middle. Why?
Doesn't matter, we're winning.
No, you're not.
Yeah, we
Okay,
are,
hang
you're
on.
just in the past.
Fuck you. So yeah, part of me wants to watch the new DuckTales, but then there's the rest of me going, that has— you're 27.
I am kicking these guys' asses.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I think kicking their asses means you have to have like at least twice what they have, and you don't. That's very weird about things aimed at kids. I'm like, there's genuinely a part of me that just goes, guys, I'm just too old for it. And let's be honest, reading old magic has not improved my opinion on this.
That settles that.
Ma, you sure taught those monsters.
Oh, thank God it's over.
You're the real hero in town, if you ask me.
He's right, my dear. I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much.
Just Minnie sliding into frame.
She's our queen.
Oh, please excuse me, Your Majesty. Where are my manners? My name is Aqua.
There's no need to be so formal. Just call me Min. You see, I'm not sure I'm doing a very good job protecting my kingdom.
Oh, don't say that, Queen Minnie. We all know how hard it's been since the king set off the way he did. Don't you trouble yourself. Why, we wouldn't even think of putting on our yearly dream.
I'm starting to wonder if Minnie is really the monarch and Mickey is just her consort.
Maybe.
How about that?
Because she's the one doing all the work, while he's off doing stupid things.
On him for anything.
Wait, you're saying his real name is Pete?
Well, it's sure as sugar isn't justice. Pete never does anything for anybody except Pete. That get up.
Do you reckon if he takes his gloves off, he's got hooves under there?
He wants to win the Million Dreams Award.
Maybe.
He knows too much and cares too little.
Dreams Award? What is that?
It's part of our Dream Festival. We all vote for who we think the most admirable citizen is. But Pete seems to have the wrong idea. He thinks that dressing up as a hero and pretending that he is one will win him votes.
So why do you think he's going to win then?
What really makes
I already know who's going to win.
what they wear or what they say. It's the things they do and how they treat everyone.
But it ain't going to work, is it? So what's the point? Why not just let him make a fool out of himself?
You got my heartfelt.
Why does it matter?
Why is this town having a popularity contest? That's a way to just breed resentment.
See that you don't. My vote's very important.
She's not even a citizen!
Oh dear, he sounds serious.
Man, if only he wasn't a horse, I'd ship her with Horace.
This is how we got Peter riding in Harambe.
Who do you think's gonna win this year's Million Dreams Award?
And the winner of the Million Dreams Award is... Oh my god, it's Donald Trump? Listen, I love ice cream. We've got some of the best ice cream over here in Disney Town. It's absolutely amazing. Strawberry, raspberry, vanilla, you name it. The people
What, me
over at
shipping
the...
her with I'm not going to ship her with Horace. Don't worry.
Just skip to the part where you say
I wonder if Pete's going to win by default, because the vote was split.
Chloe just delicately pressing her pillow over my head. This is for the best.
Ventus, Aqua, and Terra. All three of you.
So it's more like the 333,333 Dreams Award.
What do you mean?
Worked hard on that math-based joke. Come on.
Everybody voted for Captain Justice. I made sure. Now go on, tell her. No. Better try the
Why are you so much bigger than everyone else?
I don't know.
The Rogue Racer.
Like, I can buy Horace being this much bigger than everyone else, but Pete is like even bigger than he is.
Pete, we counted the votes very carefully. Ventus, Aqua, and Terra won.
God, he's such a good quick change artist.
You were doing it for the wrong reasons, and you went about it the wrong way.
Wouldn't it have been better, like, writing wise, if Minnie was just like, the votes for the Million Dreams contest have been counted up, and the award goes to Horace!
Big whoop. I don't need their lousy votes. Just cough up my prize.
Pete! They voted for you because they believe in you and care about
Because
you.
Horace is great.
Could you look down on that? I've tried to forgive a lot of things you've done, but this This is too much.
You know, like somebody who actually lives here and isn't Pete.
Like that matters to me. Besides, what are you gonna do about it?
Huh, I'm going to let you cool off for a while. Guards!
Okay, so
Come
how
see
is
the
your town
violence
so...
inherent in the system.
Wait, what? Hey, let me go. Put me down. What? No, you can't. No. Hey, easy. Ow.
Fucking brooms.
Shall we continue the ceremony? With the 3 winners, Venice, Aqua, and Terra.
Look how evil Minnie looks. She wouldn't look so evil if her and Mickey didn't have those Richter's grins.
Sorry, what were you saying that I interrupted you?
Was I complaining that it should go to somebody who actually lives there?
You've
I
already said
remember
that.
now. Like, this is one of those situations that really bothers me in fiction where it's like, our town is lovely and perfect and sweet and full of joy and happiness, except this one bastard. And you're like, okay, then why did he end up that way?
Yeah.
You know, the Dream Festival is emptier than the Mask Festival in Majora's Mask, but remember the reason that the Mask Festival was empty was because the moon was slowly plummeting towards the Earth and they all were trying to get away from it. So the only people there were the people who were left.
Ice cream flavor.
What's it taste like? Go on, try it.
We created an ice cream flavour just for you and we named it after me. And it looks
And
like me.
designed it after me. Minnie is a self-absorbed tyrant.
Do you reckon she would have said that no matter who won?
Yes.
Oh, we're all very glad you enjoyed it.
Who does she think she is to be in a place like this?
Pete, are you space?
Here and
Quite fool. You do not possess that kind of power.
who's there?
Did she just put him in the Phantom Zone?
Well, I mean, this is like the space between worlds, so she had her guards throw him out into the empty vacuum of space.
Is this how we met fucking Maleficent as well?
Yes.
So it's Minnie's fault.
Ooh, you can count on me. Just get me out of here, and you can tell me what to do.
A very wise choice indeed. Proceed. With your help, soon every world in existence will all be mine.
Come and see a new film, The Madness of Queen Mickey. Queen Minnie, rather. We know what it is we must do.
Listen, 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 listen. Don't know where that accent came from halfway through, but whatever. Just roll with it.
Sounds great.
Why do you want to do this?
It haunts my dreams.
You wanted to haunt mine, don't you? As you have suffered, so must I.
Listen, 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 listen.
You do realise I can't hear it, right? You know, I wish Kingdom Hearts had those 2 other bird dudes that Donald sometimes hangs out with in it. So, Does how many Huey gets depend on how many Dewey and Louie have?
Maybe.
Because I'm not really sure I understand why there's any importance placed on what they're doing at all. Since the height thing seems to be purely about Huey. Look, I tried to talk him out of it, but I failed, so... Just send your hitmen in the night.
Oh man, I could retry. I'm not going to retry.
Please don't. You did pretty well, though.
Yeah, I did really well. I've become an expert at this game.
Now I kind of want to bully you into doing a big crossover AU with me, like Kingdom Hearts, but we just throw in whatever video game franchises we like.
Didn't we already have one? Those Sleeping Dogs and Condemned.
Yeah, that wasn't. No, it actually is Kingdom Hearts. The fic is for this series of games that we just throw out other stuff into. Not we have a massive crossover universe with Condemned, Sleeping Dogs, Eternal Darkness, Silent Hill. That wasn't it. Oh, Deadly Premonition was in it too, actually.
Going all Arya Stark there, Chloe.
I did what I could, just make it painless, would you? You can put me on a pike if you want. I like that there's like an actual city over there.
Yeah.
Phil, what are you doing? Oh right, yes, I forgot. She's a girl and he's a dick. Her reaction was priceless. Ah! Fucking love it. So, in the Kingdom Hearts universe, Zack is the reason why Herc knows how to use a sword, because apparently Phil never thought teaching him how to use one was a good idea.
It does seem that way.
Okay, so it's the, you're either going to kill him first, because he was, like, the one who made you go through it, or you're going to kill him last, so he can see his friend suffer and die, right? I don't know, I'm just a vassal to him. Sacrifice. I can be sacrificed and I'm ultimately replaceable. I love that he's not denied that.
Oh no, that is not true. You are important. The clan relies on you. Now I'm just thinking of how much Lord Wolsey is like spies.
I love how you're basically just like 2 steps away from going, oh don't worry, I can't allow you to be sacrificed. Yet.
Yet.
Oh yeah, he would enjoy seeing Tetsuya Nomura die, so it's a bit of a toss-up.
I need Kingdom Hearts 3 to be released first.
Alright, so kill Nomura and that will happen faster.
Oh, that's true actually, yeah.
Okay, you know we don't believe that, right? Like, you're just like, Danish is the worst language, and we're like, yeah, you're saying that to 2 native English speakers? There ain't no language worse than ours. I mean, this is the language where the joke, what is it, English has a programming issue, I need an entomologist. Don't you mean etymologist? No, it's a bug, not a feature. English language as it stands is the unholy bastard love child of German and French. Which then went out, Spore style, found a bunch of other words lying around and grafted them into its own body. Besides, one of the other things about English you've got to keep in mind is that I've seen so many fics online in my life where people have misused the word loose. I was going to the Dragon Age Inquisition just to see how many other Modern Girl Invaders fics there were, and there was one fic which was like 50,000 words long, and the summary, sincerely, I mean this, genuinely, truly being honest, ended with, "She's got nothing to loose."
Sure, mostly. Look how strong Terra is, and he's champion.
Terra.
So, sugar cakes, you got any plans for later? You know, I trained a few heroes in my time. Maybe
That
I can
helps.
recite you a little epic poetry.
Do you really know Terra?
Of course I do. He's the local hero. Everybody's
Yeah,
going gaga for.
it's a serious problem. What's the other one? Grin and Bear It? It's not B-A-R-E, it's B-E-A-R, like a load-bearing wall.
You see, I just
Yeah, or there.
Yeah. What's the other one I'm constantly seeing is wrong? I mean, some of them, like some of these errors in English, I see so often that I'm actually genuinely not sure if I'm right or not. That's how bad it is.
Right. He's so tough, he turned the last Schlemiel who faced him into a raving yowl.
Come on, Phil, be nice.
So you're telling me he isn't here?
Whoa, not so fast. He may not be here right now, but you never know. He could always decide he's going to show up for the games.
Yeah, to defend his title.
And if you enter, there's always a chance you might run into him.
Like Jerry Rig. I'm not sure if it's jury rig, as in a jury of your peers, or jerry rigged, as in Germans rigged it.
It's jury rig.
I didn't know that. Mostly because I've only ever heard it said out loud.
Yeah, you're right. Please sign me up for the games. My name is.
Yeah, but that's logical.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Now.
Those two words are pronounced the same way. Lose and loose aren't.
Women. Never changes. So I suppose you still want me to go and get you signed up. Meet me in a vestibule when you're ready.
And actually, the worst thing is, in my experience, is that this kind of linguistic error generally comes from native English speakers. I mean, like people who speak English as a first language. It's like affect and effects. That one makes sense too, because let's be brutally honest, they're kind of interchangeable. The fact that there's a difference between the two. Part of why it's so stupid is because I know the difference. Like, I think effect is past tense, affect is present and future, but half the time I'm not sure even what tense I'm trying to use.
Effect is a noun, basically. Usually, like the effect you have on something, or you can use it as a verb if it's something you're doing about, i.e. she effected a change, as in you brought something into effect. Affect is a verb. She affected him. She affected the many walruses teeming on her doorstep.
She affected an accent.
It would be she affected an accident if she changed the accident.
I meant.
Oh.
No, she's affecting an accident like she's putting it on.
Yeah, that would be...
exaggerating it.
That would be affect with an A, but that's a different verb.
Do you see the problem?
Yeah, that's affect as in an affectation. You're faking something.
Yeah, part of the problem is that not only do these two words sound very similar, they can also have very similar meanings. Affect and effect are possibly the two worst words for this in the English language.
Yeah. But basically, like, effect is either the noun for a change or alteration made. Affect is the verb for a change or alteration made. Or effect can be the verb for something brought into force or something brought into effect. And affect can be the verb for to fake something relating to the noun affectation.
Suggestion.
We
collate the two words into a single word and we spell it Ash, F-F-E-C-T-E-D.
Perhaps.
You can say it however the fuck you like. It would save a lot of confusion. Because, to be honest, the different ways you use these two words aren't that different. We're usually talking about very similar circumstances anyway.
Yeah.
Come for the Kingdom Hearts hack and slash gameplay, stay for the discourse on fucking linguistics. Also, Harriet's opinion on beers. Elvis Juice by Brewdog is quite nice. What other words suck? Anything with an E and an I in it. It's like, this is how English the subject works in British schools. It's like, Year 1, I fully accept after C. Year 2, all of the linguistic rules we taught you last year are garbage.
Damn it, 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 damn it.
Well, this pointless hack and slash arena section has told me I'm about 7 seconds behind you. Okay, so tell us, as a Dane, what English words do you hate? And we'll give you our opinion on them, as natives.
I noticed they didn't give Ventus, who has a shit ton of area effect attacks, this clear all the enemies in a time limit thing.
You hear that?
Yes.
Oh, stop. Do you know what it was?
No.
It was me making a popping noise with the mouth of my bottle of beer.
I see.
Oh, come on, there's gotta be some English words that just drive you to insanity. Okay, here's a question. Are there any English words that when you look at them, you think they mean something different? Because in Danish they do. You don't like the word nothing? Why not? Or is that just like meant to be, you're meant to be like emphasizing that there's nothing you hate. There's nothing I hate. All the English words are great. It looks like it's no thing, but it's nothing. Yeah, that does suck. Actually, when I was reading old magic, there's hereditary. It's a funny word as well, actually, when it comes to pronunciation. And how you use it, to be honest. Weird word. It's like, he has a hereditary title, but like, in my head, it sounds funny, like you can say it in different ways, but when I actually try and say it out loud, I'm just always going to say it the same way, so maybe I'm just bullshitting. Okay, like, if someone says, I have this disease, and someone is like, oh, well, I'm terribly sorry, it's hereditary. But if you said, like, the fact that you look like your ancestors, it's hereditary. Oh. I swear we say it differently in different contexts, but maybe it's one of those things where I think it sounds different, but it really doesn't. Like I swear I don't say Tolkien right, but Phil swears that Doug swears that I do. Like, he was complaining that the Americans in
Legends of Tomorrow.
That's the one, Legends of Tomorrow. Say it Tolkien, and that's wrong. But I was like, but I say Tolkien, and he's like, yeah, but you're saying it right because it's Tolkien, and I'm like, but I'm not saying Tolkien, I'm saying Tolkien. But he's like, no, you are saying it Tolkien, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just saying it. I'm saying it like it's Tol, and then Ken, and he's like, no, you're saying it Tolkien. You're saying it right. You just don't realise you're saying it right because you're so used to saying it right.
I don't understand.
I'm drawing your attention to a cute scene.
Uh-oh. Guess you didn't get the memo.
I only just noticed that Zack's ears are like Herc's ears.
Here's how it is. The games are divided into two brackets. You got your East, you got your West. The winners from each bracket face off in a championship match. Now, right now, you are competing in the East.
Why don't we get more of this? Why don't we get more Final Fantasy characters being really integrated into their worlds?
Yeah, we really should.
Then I shouldn't be fighting matches here. I should be over there, looking for them.
That reminds me. Oh, you go first.
Leader meaning both suffer and like just reminds me of my favourite difference between like Welsh and Irish. Like in Welsh, the word for hug is quitch, which means a safe space, or a sanctuary. And in Irish, the word for hug is barog, which means a wrestling hold in which you grab someone in a bear hug and then slam them violently into the ground.
I don't like Balrog too. Do you think that's coincidental?
Probably coincidental. The Irish has no other word for hug. It just has the one for wrestling hold.
I think what we've learned from here is that Irish people are inherently violent and wrong, but Welsh people are lovely and sweet and always right. And we're both of Irish stock, so don't trust us, essentially.
I'm glad I made Wolfie Irish.
Give it your best out there.
Yeah, because your thing about Scotsman was getting a little bit creepy. JK was fine. Weird, but fine. I have a tendency to make all my characters Welsh.
is it that you know him?
Yeah, you were saying something.
During the last games, this dude named
Do
Hades
the backflip
tried to
already,
make
Zach.
Terra his pawn of darkness. And he used me to do it. He had some kind of magic or something that made me
Oh no, I had a good point and then I forgot it.
weird
Oh,
powers that I turned against.
This is my life.
But you know what? Terra freed me. And he didn't need the darkness to do it.
Set has like 20 meanings? That's not what I was going to say.
Well, that's enough with the drama. I guess I'll see you in the ring, huh?
I was going to... I can't remember. Carry on without me whilst I try and recall.
It's time to go fight not Terra. Go fight Zack.
Did they were talking? Can't remember.
I promised Terra I'd face him. Fair and square.
Oh, another slightly embarrassing linguistic fact about me is that I didn't realise haphazard was the word I was constantly pronouncing haphazard. Then there was skeptic, which I instinctively try and spell the American way because when I see it written down, I pronounce it septic because of the S and C. Yeah, it looks like it should begin like science, but it doesn't. So what does Dekanye Gosli mean? Does it mean to suffer or to like? Oh, like, yeah, because you just said, yeah, that leader gets short to Lee. I remember what it was. Okay, so I was gonna say, well, I was thinking of saying earlier when Vanitas showed up, that the concept of Vanitas as emptiness, that's what Vanitas Vanitatum Omnia Vanitas means, vanity of vanity, all is vanity. And the whole concept of Vanitas as a art movement is the concept of emptiness, that there's emptiness in the mortal world, but there's no reality to it. The spiritual is what's real and the physical is just emptiness. But prior to the spread of this Vanitas as a Christian thought, around the time of the translation of the King James version of the Bible, which translated Vanitas Vanitatum Omnia Vanitas into vanity of vanities, all is vanity. Vanity actually previously meant in English futility, not emptiness. So that's interesting that he has the word vanity in his name like that, and it means futility, don't you think?
Yeah. That is interesting.
Do you think saying that Latin phrase faster makes it sound more natural?
Yeah.
It sounds like I actually know what I'm doing. That's why foreign language exam tapes in British schools always go so goddamn fast, is because speaking quickly makes it sound like you know what you're doing. I mean, one of the things is that our stereotype of ourselves as English speakers in foreign countries is to speak very slowly and very loudly to foreigners. And the thing is, it's easy to mock that, like, oh, it's magically gonna let the foreigners understand you, but if you've ever listened to a foreign language exam tape in a British school, you know that we know that somebody talking quickly at a normal volume just is like the worst to try and decipher. So talking slowly and loudly and enunciating everything makes it easier for people who kind of know what you're saying to actually know what you're saying, because you're giving them the time to translate it in their heads.
So you're Hades. You use Zack and try to cast Terra into
Oh, hi, James Wood.
So,
Do you reckon James Wood sleeps with the Hades body pillow?
Yes.
Terra is my friend, and I hear he triumphed over the darkness. He's not spineless.
Funny.
you know, because I heard different.
Just call him a chicken shit, and like we can have, you know, Zell involved.
Little, shall we say, instruction on how to use darkness in the first place.
Never.
One of the other problems I have with the around mocking of the idea of talking slowly and loudly to foreigners will help you understand is that, well, really that's something the working class do because they don't have as good foreign language education.
And demonstrate some real courage for the winning team.
The darkness
But
doesn't
it's somebody trying to be able to, it's somebody trying to make themselves easier to understand, but without the tools to actually talk the language. You know? Stop mocking them. They're trying. They're failing, but trying.
A whole lot of darkness with your name on it.
Get back here, Hades!
So what? Why are we allowing a god to participate in this?
He's not participating. He's sending a proxy.
You gotta avenge me and Terra.
I will.
He'd kick your ass. He's a god. You're a kid. A nice kid with yowie hands, but a kid nonetheless. I checked Tumblr to see if there's anything worth mentioning. Oh, you fucking dork! In his adult years, he threw a party to celebrate the awakening of his dormice, whom he provided with little bamboo chairs from their winter sleep. But in spite of his prodding them and exhorting them to wake up, they were all dead. John Simons on Dante Gabriel Rossetti.
I never said one-on-one.
No fair, Hades.
I suppose that's in the rules.
Rule number 2.
Oh right, you all don't know my thing about Dante Gabriel Rossetti.
No.
Why is there a Titan here?
He's here for fun times.
That shouldn't be a Titan, by the way. That really should just be a giant. Because whilst they refer to them as Titans in the film Hercules, the plot of Hercules is very... I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
The plot of Hercules is very clearly the Gigantomachy, not the Titanomachy. The Gigantomachy was caused by Gaia sending her giants, the Gigantes, to fight the gods on Olympus, the Hellenic gods, to seek the release of the Titans from their eternal prison. So now you know. I do like the design of the Gigants from Hercules though, even if they do mistakenly call them Titans. No, seriously, why are you fighting a god? Who allowed him to participate?
Nothing in the rules saying that you can't be a god.
Well, it should be, is the point I'm trying to make. But yeah, my problem with Rossetti, it's kind of, I would say it's genetic, but I got it from my older sister, not my mother. He's a complete arsehole! So one of the things Dante Gabriel Rossetti did, if you don't know who he is, he's a member of the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood. He's the sole reason why I have such an obsession with Jane Burden. He wrote a bunch of poems for his wife. She died, and he buried her with the poems, and then he dug her back up just to get the poems back. The dick!
That is an assholey thing to do.
He can't really do hands, his necks are always way too long. What a twat!
Some say that Dante Gabriel Rossetti was the Tetsuya Nomura of the post-Raphaelite era.
Well, it was more of a brotherhood than an era, but yeah, sure. What are you whatting at?
Snow cone wouldn't cut it. I need a real
I speak so much and so fast that I don't even understand what you're referring to anymore.
Stupid Hades. Next time I'll put.
Wait, you're gonna get your dad in to fight your fights for you?
Oh yeah, you're the champ. We gotta celebrate.
That won't really be necessary.
That's a Greek legend joke. His dad's a Titan.
Hey, how about one date?
Okay, I talk about many things. Which specifically, what was I talking about? Was I talking about?
Besides, I still have so much training to do.
Fair enough. And I'm still a work in progress after all.
Wow, Zach has good taste in women.
Well, how about this?
Yeah.
I become a hero, then we go on a date.
I can't make any promises.
Yes! Great, it's settled. Herohood, here I come.
Oh, it's over already? And I finished today's training in record time.
Dante Gabriel Rossetti is a member of the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, which is an art movement in the Victorian era. The Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood was centered in Birmingham, which is where I live, and we have a large Pre-Raphaelite collection of paintings in the Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery. I grew up around this art. I know his paintings intimately.
Never stop trying.
Part of the reason I feel so attracted to his works because he did 2 pictures of Persephone from Greek myth, which is how this ties into this. I mean, the painting's called Prospering, which I think is the Latin name for her. He did 2 versions of the painting. One has dark brown hair, which is, I think, the version most people know. But the version we have in the Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery has red hair. Now, I've probably mentioned this multiple times on my Tumblr, but I can't be sure if you or anybody who happens to be watching this after the fact knows this. But I have dark brown hair, and my sister Jo has red hair, so you can see kind of why I feel attracted to that. Because anything which is a pair of a dark-haired girl and a red-headed girl, it just feels natural because that's what I am. I'm in a pair of a dark-haired girl and a red-headed girl. But as I grew older, I learnt more about his dickishness. God, he's a dick. Such a pretentious arsehole. But yeah, we have a fine collection of Pre-Raphaelite artworks in the Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery. See, there was a collection, like an exhibition of Pre-Raphaelite artworks down in London a couple of years ago, and people were like, oh, you should go, because Florence and the Machine is really big, and I'm like, fuck off, we've got this shit all year round in Birmingham, but no, if it's not in London, you don't care, Cosmopolitan. This is what life is like in Britain. Specifically England. If it ain't London, nobody cares. I'm from the second biggest city in the entirety of my country, and nobody ever talks about us because they'd rather talk about the biggest one.
On that note, having done a few more worlds after Radiant Garden, those in good stead for the next part, it's time to leave things off for today. So I think we'll... ooh, gosh. When are you planning to do Dragon Age or Horizon Zero Dawn, my son?
I was definitely going to do it tomorrow, but since I'm getting such a strong request to do it now, apparently, I might, but it won't be as professional. There'll be less of a "Mum, can you be quiet?" going on, you know?
Yeah, I don't think anyone will mind a guest appearance from your mother.
Give me like 15 minutes and I'll do some Dragon Age Inquisition, and we can talk more about fanfiction and how ridiculous it is that I like the egg, and we can do that dramatic reenactment.
Yes. In that case, if you're doing Dragon Age now, I might do the remainder of Aqua's story on Saturday.
Ooh, not Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday night's alright for fighting.
Yes, unversed. Okay, so I'll see you all in about 15 minutes. Call that 10:25 BST.
Yes, it's not good night from her, nor is it presumably good night from me.
See you in a minute, guys.